March 28th, 2022. Had a green day today. Um, Almost had a red day today, but right here, DATS was the main trade. Did not trade anything else. I just have the second chart here just to watch other things. Um, First entry, let's go to that. First entry was here, these two spots here, right above VWAP and EMA, expecting a flag and rip. Um, you know, hindsight, this was definitely pretty flat flag, so um, I need to be smarter on those entries. Uh, Obviously, got stopped out right here. Again, in hindsight, it was probably too close of a stop because that's not too much below the EMA or the VWAP right here. So I was a little nervous from last time I traded. I had a red day because I kept moving my stop loss down with the stock. Um, so I guess I just got a little um, strict with myself, and I said this is where my stop loss is, and I'm going to keep it here, which honestly is probably better in the long run than moving it around. So that's unavoidable. I set a level that I wanted to leave, and it got me. So um, started to flag under EMA and VWAP. I was actually pretty confident this would continue down. We would get this spike later, down maybe towards the low of day, but it didn't. It just ripped right through. Obviously, pretty pissed off when I watched it rip through and get past my average and just keep going. But as you can see, we took another trade here. So I started loading up on the flags, just because volume had peaked so much or had increased so much. Um, I knew that there could be like a very quick rip right after a quick flag. Usually what I see on these big ass rips is the flag is very short. It's a flag, but it's very short. Like EMA was probably still around here when this was flagging. So you kind of are getting in early because it's not necessarily actually flagging against the EMA. It will once the price levels out after a few minutes. It'll actually get to that point, and then you can look at it. Oh, look, right here is a perfect flag. But in reality, I don't even think that was even touching the EMA yet. I think the EMA still was delayed. So I started loading up on the flag here. It started to round off as if it was going to fail, and right here the volume spiked so hard that I was pretty confident that we were going to get a second leg up. I didn't think it would be as big as this one, so I quickly grabbed my stop loss and started chasing. But I had a sell order. I was hovering it around the VWAP just because I knew if I put it too low and we get that same dip and rip, that I'd be pissed. So I let it dip a little bit. I knew the bottom of this candle was probably game over if it lost it. So I had the stop loss at VWAP more so because I didn't want a flash crash to stop me out. Anyways, it ripped. I was right. So I grabbed my stop loss and I just brought it up here and I just started following it all the way up. And it actually started going so fast the chart was resizing itself, like the candles were getting shorter so that it could fill so it could show the candle going up. So it actually kind of messed me up a little bit. I ended up putting my stop loss way up here, and I had to grab it and readjust it. I was pretty nervous. I was like, oh, please don't turn around on me and make me lose on some profit because of that. But I didn't. As you can see, that is a failed EMA. So this is where I want to learn to be careful, because if it ripped and I didn't get in here and I tried to get in here, I feel like I would have been very likely to get in thinking that this little flag channel was solid, but that's not really solid. There's no threats of ripping right here. And that's what I like to see, is like when it threatens and starts to peak out and then comes back in and then peaks out again and comes back in. because you can see the intent that it wants to go, but there's just people loading. I want shorts to get in, and this right here is just obvious um, buyers, longs selling for profit, and even down here, obviously, um, and shorts loading up. And then you can see, so this right here is pretty nice, but it's coming off of pretty weak action. I don't know. It's just your flag shouldn't curl because that's two different things. If you're trading a curl, then you would have been in on this, probably in this region right here, as it starts to flatten, and maybe you make a few bucks on the curl and it failed, but you get out. On a flag, you don't want your flag to go down, hit the point that it should rocket off of, and then start to curl. That's just, I don't know, that doesn't seem right, especially when it curls up into a spot that it literally just failed and then fails. So, anyways, um, today was a good all around day. I had a loser and a winner. Thank God the winner was bigger. As you can see, smashed the hell out of it right there. Um, but yeah, I think today taught me patience on the second trade because I learned it on the first trade, and that patience or that lesson was learned because I could have gotten out in this area, like I did here, uh, and I learned from the lesson because I had even more size here, so there was a bigger risk of letting this ride out and possibly fail. Um, but I took notes. I said, okay, this stock, it's the same thing. I traded the same thing. This stock dipped and then exploded when it trapped a bunch of people short, trying to, like these candles here, these big ass volume candles. That's a lot of shorts getting trapped, and the bulls just ripped through it. So I knew, hey, I was literally saying to myself, if we get to this point, I'm going to wait it out. I'll put my stop at VWAP just to keep it away from any flushes. And I was literally saying out loud, come on, you guys did it earlier. Let's do it again. And it started to rip, and I just chased it up. So it's a decent trade. CELZ over here was pretty nuts too, but that was during when I was in here, so I didn't really want to distract myself. But yeah, I think today was a really good, not necessarily mistake because I stuck to my guns, but just a bad exit point, um, leading to more information on the next trade for that second leg. So it was pretty good.